Hey everybody, welcome back to GWN. I'm Knock, your host. Sorry I haven't made any videos the last few days, but I had a kind of medical thing I had to take care of. Kind of knocked me down the better part of this week. But I am back in the saddle and recording videos again, so here we go. Wanted to talk a little bit today about how to rush the builder's base. When you when you go to the forums with a complaint or you ask for advice, the most common response you're going to get is rush to Builder Hall 7. There's no penalty to rushing on the builder base. And while that's generally true, that's really only half the advice that you need. Rushing on the main game and the builder base are roughly the same in principle design. There's a pace that's so fast it outstrips your ability to compete, and a pace that's so slow you might as well be maxing. And then there's this huge strip in between the two that's kind of where that fits just right bit is for you as an individual. On the screen we've got the Phoenix Abyss Hyper Rush project. And I'm going to talk a little more about hyper rushing a bit later, but the concepts hold true regardless of whether it's a hyper rush or a regular rush. You have to attack very often. You need to make sure that your defenses are up to snuff, and you need to max a certain number of attacks, a certain group of troops, if you will, that will allow you to be offensively sound. Now, what do I mean when I say offensively sound? Well, that means that you can actually attack and win. Because if you can't, in an offensive game like a player versus player game, which this is, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot to get ahead in the game. And let's face it, if all you do is lose, that's just no fun. So what I encourage people to do is to come up with a plan and then execute that plan in a way that works for them. Now, you're going to hear lots of people talking about lots of things and giving you all kinds of advice and so forth, but make sure it works for you. It has to fit your schedule. It has to fit your style of gameplay, and it's got to be fun or you're not going to stick to it. You're flat out just not going to enjoy it. When I go out and rush a game, which I've done several, I always do it with a clear plan in mind. Taking a look at some of the games that I've got here. Like I said, Phoenix Abyss is the Hyper Rush. Clash Maniac, Verteidigung, and Naid Kosanta. These are all Builder Hall 6 rushes that were not ready, in my opinion, to go to Builder Hall 7. However, Nacht Her, Kusvan Nacht, and Cyberon, they all went to Builder Hall 7. Cyberon I actually maxed at Builder Hall 5 with everything except for walls. There was literally nothing left for me to max on that game at Builder Hall 5. I did the walls to level 4, and at that point, I had leftover elixir, and it was just going to start spilling out, so I decided, well, I'm going to go ahead and bump this up to Builder Hall 6. Builder Hall 7 came out, and I wanted to go to Builder Hall 7, and well, to be quite frank, this stuff was all level 5, so I thought, why not? And it's worked out just fine. I mean, you can see it's running the La Remontada base. I have the level 4 giant cannon on there. And most everything else is still level 5. I don't know if I've actually even gotten around to upgrading anything to level 7 yet, or level 6 even. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, I still got a hidden Tesla I got to do. I got to take care of that one. I didn't even know that was still 4. The basic gist of what I did, and this is how I typically do most of my rushes, I dropped everything new, and then I proceeded to upgrade it to the same level as everything else that was on the base. And that was, of course, level 5. Obviously I missed that hidden Tesla, so I'm gonna have to go back and take care of that. And then I would go in and I upgrade at least one, if not both, of the storages so that I have enough space to do other upgrades on the base. I've got the level 6 on one of the gold storages, and level 5 still has to go to level 6, and I got to do one of those to level 7. So those are the next few upgrades that I'm going to do on this base. Level 5 storage to level 6, a level 6 storage to level 7, and then the hidden Tesla from level 4 to level 5. At that point, this base is ready to start upgrading. This game is ready to start upgrading to some level 6 and level 7 stuff. And when I do these rushes, I always make sure I'm never more than 2 levels behind my current level. So at Builder Hall 6, if I'm going to go to Builder Hall 7, I first make sure that everything else is the equivalent to being maxed at Builder Hall 5, or level 5 in this case. Sometimes I'll skip on the clock tower and the gem mine because, to be quite honest, they don't have a whole lot of value. They're really just something to kind of sit there and give somebody something to pound against. But I don't skimp on the defenses. I always get them up to 1 level behind where I'm at before I do the upgrade, so that I'm never more than 2 levels behind. And the same thing goes with what I've got for my troops in my Star Lab. And you can see these troops are all level 10, 12. I got the level 13 beta minions now. That just finished up finally. Woohoo! But when I went to Builder Hall 6, they were all level 10. When I went to Builder Hall 7, they were at least all level 10, except for Night Witches, because I decided to make the jump a little bit sooner rather than waiting, considering what happens when a new Builder Hall is released. So you got a little wiggle room there that you can kind of shift things on either troops that you're not currently using or on some of these support structures like the Clock Tower and the Gem Mine. Taking a look at some of these other games, you'll see that they're very much the same. Kuss von Nacht. You know, again, most of the structures are level 6 or level 5. Level 6 on all the Archer Towers. I had already been working on this one for a little while. I had just gotten the roaster to level 4 when Builder Hall 7 came out, so of course we left it and made the jump. Multi-Mortars level 6. Crushers are level 5, so they were next up on the list. Since I did buy the new Tesla and Firecrackers that came with Builders Hall 7, I upgraded those. You can see they're all level 6. So, a little bit different than what happened with Cyberon, but still all according to plan. Taking a look at Noct Hair. Same general thing. You're going to find out that there's a bunch of stuff in here that is actually at level 6. Then you'll find other stuff that's still at level 5. Roaster is only level 3 because, again, it came out, Builder Hall 7 came out before I had a chance to upgrade it. I wanted to make that jump. But this is the flexibility that you have with rushing. There are a lot of times where you can make that jump and you'll still be competitive regardless. I mean, this game's hovering around 4,000 trophies. So you have that ability to do so. And this is why I say, listen to other people, take what they say, and then do it your own way. Do what you're going to do. Because if you don't, you're not going to be happy. Now, talking about hyper rushing. What is hyper rushing? Hyper rushing is where you do that crazy, wicked, fast rush. And the crazy, wicked, fast rush, as I called it, is dropping everything new, upgrading your storages as required, upgrading the Star Laboratory, because obviously you have to upgrade your key troop. You upgrade your barracks, and then you upgrade your key troops. Now, the barracks upgrade, you don't always necessarily even have to do that. Because let's say that your key troop is the beta minion. Well, why would you upgrade the barracks to get cannon carts when all you need is the beta minion? Why would you even upgrade it to get baby dragons when all you need is the beta minion? So upgrading barracks is actually optional after Builder Hall 4. Once you've got your key troops upgraded, along the way you're going to upgrade any defensive structures while you're waiting for those to get upgraded. And then finally you're going to just upgrade your Builder's Hall. This is a fast upgrade. Talking about this particular game with Phoenix Abyss, we were at Builder Hall 6 in 24 days. Then Builder Hall 7 came out a couple weeks later, and we were at Builder Hall 7 within a week of it coming out. All I had to do was upgrade a few more storages because I still had some lower level storages. That's the hyper rush. It's fast, it's aggressive. You don't get as many wins because you're going to be closer to maybe a 50-50 or even a 40-60 kind of ratio. Your base is weaker. You've only got one really good attack, so you're not as versatile when you do attack. But it will get you to the top of the game, if you will, a lot quicker. Now, the top of the game does not mean that you're going to be up there in the 6,000 trophy range fighting with the gemmers and so forth. You can see on this game, it's only 3,204 trophies. And it's been a Builder Hall 7 now for, what, a week or more, I guess it is? I don't remember exactly when it got done. It was shortly after the update was released. And I did buy the Builder Hall 7 bonus pack as well. So this is technically no longer free to play. It has a $20 investment in it. Other than that, it's completely free to play. So I'll let you judge which way you want to look at that one. But hyper rushing is not typically for the faint of heart. You need to know what you're doing. You need to understand the game, and you need to play a lot. If you don't attack often, you're not going to do very well at the game if you're hyper rushing. Even if you just rush, you're going to have problems. Let's see, we got level 2 roaster, level 3 on the crushers. Most everything else is level 4. Yeah. I've started upgrading the firecrackers. And Gare bombs are 4. Yep, that's 4. So yeah, I've got most everything up to level 4. I think both the Teslas are 4 too, aren't they? Yes. Yeah. That was what I was working on when I was at Builder Hall 6 for those 2 weeks before Builder Hall 7 came out. Now that I'm at Builder Hall 7, I'm going to try to get everything up to Builder Hall 5's maximum. So I'll have level 5 defenses, if you will, across the board. That will make me even more competitive, and I'll probably go to 3,500 trophies in the next week or two, simply because we have a little extra loot building into the system at the time I'm making this video, and I'll be able to get a few more things upgraded to level 5 a little more quickly. Once I get to level 5 with most of my key defenses here, there's no reason why I won't make it to 3,500 trophies. I mean, absolutely no reason. If I get it up to level 6, then this will be just as good as the other Rush games, the Noctair, CoC Nacht, Cyberon games, and it'll be able to pull 4,000 trophies. It is the fastest way to get there, but it can be a bit of a trying time to do so. Some things to watch out for when you're rushing. Number 1, max through BH3. There's no reason to not do so. It's silly easy, and you'll have everything to level 3. You know what? I'll tell you, while we're doing this, let's watch a couple of replays on this game. Something in the background to do while we're talking. Another thing to watch out for, when you're upgrading, it's useful to keep your storages one level behind where your builder's hall is, and always upgrade at least one to the current max as you can. I found this out when I got to Builder Hall 6 and wanted to go to Builder Hall 7. I still had some pretty low storages, and that was no fun. I had to spend like 4 or 5 days just upgrading my storages before I could go to Builder Hall 7. In retrospect, I would have kept those storages upgraded along the way. And in fact, I have on my other games. I've started getting them to where they're at least, one of them's current, one of them's one behind, just for that reason. One really big thing is, like I said, getting that key troop upgraded. Don't upgrade your builder hall until you've got your key troop or key troops upgraded. If it's a hyper rush, let's say you picked beta minions like I did. When you go from Builder Hall 5 to Builder Hall 6, make sure they're level 10. Doesn't matter what the other troops are, but your key troop needs to be level 10, because that's what it's going to take to be able to compete offensively at Builder Hall 6. Likewise, you don't want to be at, say, Builder Hall 7 with level 8 troops. Why? Because you won't be able to beat anybody. You'll be able to beat the Builder Hall 5s and 6s that you meet down around, say, 2,000 trophies, but that's no good. You want to be higher so you can get better loot, right? So just make sure your troops are where they need to be. Do an early trophy push when you're at Builder Hall 2 and 3. Get yourself up over 1,000 trophies. It just lays the groundwork, makes it a little bit easier to move ahead in the game. And lastly, listen to what other people say who have been there, but don't think they preach the holy gospel. The problem with other people's advice is that they're telling you what worked for them, and it may not work for you. You need to have fun. You need to enjoy the game. And you may not enjoy the game by doing the things that they did to get where they went to. And on top of that, the meta may be different. What worked for somebody a month ago may not work at all for you or for anybody now. So, just kind of kick back and cruise through. Have a good time and enjoy your way as you do it. This is a great game. I mean, the builder base, first few levels aren't so hot. They're a bit of a grind. But once you get through those, it really gets enjoyable. I mean, I've had a really great time. So that's my video today on how to rush the builder base. If you got any questions, please, by all means, drop them down into the comments section. Catch me on the forums. Be sure to go over to blog.clashmaniac.com and check out the blog. I have all this written up point by point, and even talk a little bit about the other games that I'm playing right now. The Noctair, CoC Nacht, Cyberon, Clash Maniac, Zephyr Didagung, Naiko Sana, Phoenix Abyss. They're all listed there with a little bit of information about them, whether they're free to play or whatnot, and where their current trophies are even. So, feel free to go check those out, and let me know if you've got any thoughts or any comments. On that note, y'all take care. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Keep on clashing. Bye-bye.